Do you think that goal setting is a bunch of bunk? You've tried to set goals before, and you've tried different programs and ideas for setting goals and achieving your goals, and it just doesn't work. Well, you're right, because you never learned what you are about to learn today, which I promise you is the new breakthroughs that I have discovered in how to set your goals and actually achieve them, finally. Okay? So you are in the right place right now, today. Trust me. Do you have areas of your life that you want to see improvements in? Do you have certain goals for your health, your well-being, your career, your finances, your energy, your love life, your peace, your compassion, your joy? We all do. And we all have these ideas of wanting a better life, but we struggle to achieve them and to accomplish them. And I am just so excited about sharing this information with you today. And it comes from the idea that my son, Nathan, and I today are going to be setting specific goals for our business. We are partners in running SanaView, which is my organization. I'm Janet McKee, wellness expert, speaker, author, high-performance success coach, and founder of SanaView. And we partner in developing SanaView to share information with you to embrace a better life. Of course, you've heard that before. A life that's richer, happier, healthier, and more fulfilling. But goal setting is a key piece of this. And we teach you all about so many incredible ideas in our Triumphant Life of Abundance online course, of which this is a module in that course. So what I want to share with you is very key concepts, and people that are truly committed to improving their lives are willing to listen to information like this and apply this new knowledge and these new skills into their life. Okay? And this is what I know you are ready to do, which is why you are joining me here today. So thank you for joining me. And please, if you feel this would benefit anyone else, please share it with your friends and your family, because we want everyone to live a better life and improve their lives. So you've heard this before, and I want to tell you that it is critical to actually write down your goals. And I know you've heard that before, and you've written down your goals in the past, but nothing has improved for you, or you just haven't been able to get where you want to be. Well, after today, that's going to change for you. But it is important to write down your goals. As a matter of fact, studies have shown that people that are the most successful in achieving their goals do write them down. And when they do, they have an 80% chance of actually achieving their goals, versus the truth out there with the general population that only 2% of people achieve their goals. So we want to be shifting our thinking and shifting our lives to the opportunity to have an 80% chance of achieving our goals. And with what I'm about to teach you today, I believe you will have nearly 100% chance, because this is so powerful. You know, the studies out there are based on standard goal setting programs. What I'm about to teach you today is a brand new breakthrough that I have discovered. You know, what I do is I go out there and I do all the legwork for you. I do all the research, all the studying. I try different concepts and ideas. But I bring everything together in true methodologies that work. And this is so exciting. I just can't even believe it. And that's actually why we just decided to turn on the camera and go today to share this with you without a whole lot of preparation prior to this very moment. So what are your goals? Okay, let's think about this. What do you want to accomplish in your life? And let's take it a step further. And this is something I actually learned from a woman named Mary Morrissey. And she teaches about, look at, what do you really long for in your life? Okay? Think about that. And how about, what would you love to have or accomplish if there were no limitations in your life? And that concept also comes from not only Mary, but Brian Tracy. And Brian Tracy is a best-selling author, for which I recently co-authored a book with him and other experts on a book called Ready, Set, Go. And we do have it available to you. And it's just wonderful ideas on how all kinds of experts have gone through their own struggles and challenges and how they've been able to accomplish their goals. So we will include a link on this website, on our website, and on this post on Facebook, so that you have access to that. As well as I'm going to write detailed notes on what exactly I'm sharing with you today. So you don't have to write all this down. I do want you to write down your goals. We don't have to write down everything I'm teaching you today, because I'm going to share it with you as well. So what do you want? Like, what do you long for? What would you love if there were no limitations? And I want you to think about that, because when you start to think in that manner, you start to get excited. You start to raise your energy and your vibration. And this is a key concept that I teach in the Triumphant Life of Abundance course, about how to raise your energy and your vibration, and how to tune in to the frequency that you need to be at to attract into your life the very things that you want. So do make sure that you do see our videos in our Triumphant Life of Abundance course that is on our website at sonaview.com to learn all about raising your vibration and how key that is to achieving everything that you want. But what's interesting is when you think about what would you love without limitation, that just brings up this excitement and will begin to raise your vibration, which is super awesome. So think about goals in various areas of your life, like spiritual and emotional goals. Really, what is important to you in that area? Because ultimately what we all want is happiness and freedom and peace, right? How about goals in your love life and your relationships? Include those on your list. What about career and finance or money goals? Let's get those in there. And health and fitness goals, whatever, all different areas of your life. What we teach in high performance success coaching is that the people that live the most successful lives do look at all of those areas of their life, and they work on improving all areas of their life. So I highly encourage you to write goals down that cover all of those various areas of your life. And as Brian Tracy mentions, he says to write 10 goals. So I would say have a minimum of 10. And what we want to do is write those down in the present tense as if you're already achieving them. This is key. Let me give you some examples. We don't want to say that you want something in the future, or you will achieve the wanting of that always. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't want to say, I want to quit smoking. Instead, you want to write the goal down as, I am a non-smoker. And give it a deadline, or give it like a time frame. For example, I am a non-smoker all throughout 2018 or whatever year. Okay, so present tense as if it's already achieved. And I'm going to give you all kinds of examples of some of the goals that I'm writing for myself. But you don't want the word want also, because that's in a way that's sort of a negative thing. You're missing, you're lacking, right? We want to write these goals always with positive words. For example, back to the smoking example, instead of writing, I want to quit smoking, you're giving smoking the positive energy. Instead of saying, I am a non-smoker, you're giving the non-smoker point the energy. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you have a health challenge, you don't want to say, I want to fight cancer. You want to say, I am a healthy and vibrant person every day. Okay? So this is kind of what I want you to think about as you're creating your goals. So you don't want to create a feeling of lack. And what you want to do is create a feeling of pride, right? I am a non-smoker, and you feel pride over that. You feel good. You want to feel, I earn so many dollars this year, right? Or say by December 31st of the year. I earn, not I want, I wish I could, right? You're achieving it, and you're positive. If some of that feels a little bit uncomfortable, then there are other ways to say that. And so bear with me just a moment, because I'm going to cover that in a moment. I do not want you to put in the goal that you write how you're going to achieve it. Because by putting the how, you're limiting actually the achievement of that goal. Because there may be methods that you haven't thought of yet. And I want you to be open for the possibility that other solutions that you haven't thought of could come to you. So keep yourself open for the unexpected of what could possibly happen to you in your life to help you achieve those goals. We can talk about some of the action steps that you have to take later, but this again is just our first page of listing the goals that you want to achieve in your life. So how I want you to write these now is back to my previous point, is I want you to write it as I am. I am a non-smoker. I am thin and healthy. I am earning so many dollars by December 31st. When you say I am, this is a really key piece. That brings in this feeling of peace, because when we say I am, that is the core of our being, and it brings this level of peace. And if you watch in our Triumphant Life of Abundance course, peace is one of the highest vibration energies that you can feel and experience. And so when you are at this level of peace, or this I am level, then you are going to attract more good things into your life versus a very low vibration level of fear and anger and guilt. If you are uncomfortable with saying I am, because you feel that's pushing it too far for you, and I definitely don't want you to be uncomfortable, I want you to feel good about these goals, then say something like I allow into my life, or I accept, or I have, right? These are still positive terms, but maybe a little bit more comfortable for you if you're not ready to say I am thin or something like that. The important thing here is that it feels real and possible. For example, one of the goals that Nathan and I have for our business this year is that we earn $1 million in our online programs by December 31st. Now you may think $1 million, that's a huge amount of money, that's completely out of reach. But we base it on an actual power grid that we have learned from our mentor and teacher, Brendan Burchard, of where that income and revenue can potentially come from. And we know that we are going to have goals in developing all of that, those aspects of that grid. So it comes from some thought and some education and some knowledge that makes it feasible for us in our mind. But I wouldn't write a goal of, and I talk about this in a Triumphant course, that I want to be an NFL quarterback. Okay? That just isn't going to feel right for me. But when you think at the beginning, what would you love to have without limitations? Open up, like let your mind explore and expand a little bit further than you may have in the past or that you may typically. Now, of course, me being an NFL quarterback is just a little bit too far, right? But our business earning $1 million in gross revenue with our online programs is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. And so we know that, and we know what we need to do to accomplish that. I also want you to give yourself a deadline on each goal. And again, we typically like to say, especially when it comes to like earning income or revenue, because that's usually on a calendar year basis, December 31st of that year is the deadline. But give yourself a deadline. If you want to be thinner by a certain date, let's say you have a special event or occasion, or you're going on vacation and you need to be in your bikini or your Speedo, you want to have a deadline of that. But this is interesting because when you give yourself a deadline, everything shifts in your mind. And you want to make yourself accountable for achieving things at that deadline. So think of this as an example. I've heard this from John Assaraf. He said, think of it like you're going on vacation. You have to get on the plane at a certain time on a certain date. You better have your bags packed and get to the airport by that deadline, right? Same thing. It's like that urgency starts to kick in those last few days or those last few hours that you better get that bikini and that Speedo in that suitcase and that suitcase to the airport and yourself to the airport and on that airplane. Okay, so that develops some amount of urgency for you, which is feeling. Now, I also want to ask you, what would be the reason why you want that goal? And I want you to think about what feeling you would get. For example, you want to earn a certain amount of money. Maybe you want to buy a new house. Why do you want to buy a new house? Maybe because you want more comfort and security for your family. So the feeling of comfort and security. So I want you to think about that, because what I want you to focus on when we're going through these goals is that feeling. Because as you learn in the Triumphant Life of Abundance course, that I want you to create visualizations of you achieving these goals and get the feeling as if it's already achieved. And that is going to, again, raise your vibration and propel you forward into the ability to be successful in achieving these goals. Again, you don't have to remember all of this. We're going to create an article and a document for you to remember this. So let me give you some examples of goals that I have for this year. I earned $250,000 from my investment properties with minimum effort by December 31st of this year. I earn. See, I say it in the positive tense as if it is happening. I earn $1 million from our online programs, A Son of You, by December 31st. I am in perfect health every day of the year. I have great energy and vitality every day of the year. I give growing levels of love and inspiration to everyone I come in contact with all throughout the year. I donate $50,000 to charity easily by December 31st. Okay, now you've listed all of your goals. At the end of these goals, I then want you to write positive affirmations. And this is what nobody ever tells you to do in goal setting workshops. So your final goal should be things such as, I believe in my ability to achieve my goals in this year or by December 31st, okay? This is really important point, and we teach in the Triumphant Life of Abundance course. People do not believe that they can achieve their goals. They do not believe that they can be thinner or healthier. They do not believe that they can earn more money or have peace and joy in their lives. If you don't believe it, if you don't see yourself in that future identity, then one of your goals should be that you believe. Change your beliefs. This is very important. And again, nobody ever teaches you this in goal setting workshops. How about another affirmation? I have all of the power I need within me to achieve the life that I desire. Okay? Isn't this just like making you feel so fabulous? It's like you start getting like goosebumps thinking, and again, that's what I'm doing. And how about I am peaceful? I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am thin. Okay, see what I'm doing? These are the types of goals I want you to do. And what I want you to do then is you have all of these goals listed. I want you to repeat them to yourself twice a day. I learned this from Brian Tracy. This is brilliant. You know, we all write down our goals, maybe some of us, because we hear you're supposed to write down your goals, and we put them in a drawer somewhere. And do you ever go back and look at them? And then before I used to think, I don't need to read them to myself because I have it in my head. I know what I want. No, I want you to read them twice a day. Maybe even consider reading them out loud. Maybe you sound silly, maybe, do it while you're driving in your car, or when you first get up in the morning, when you first sit down at your computer or work or whatever. This is what's happening, is it's just like these affirmations, which are part of your goals, which nobody's ever told you to do that before. When you repeat them, it's gonna change the neural pathways in your brain, and it's gonna start changing your whole outlook and your body and raise your vibration and give you every opportunity to achieve these goals. Now, I've learned this from Brian Tracy, and this is brought, you wanna take your most important goals, and on a separate piece of paper, then I want you to write down at least 20 action steps of how you can reach that goal. Because writing the goals is not enough, you need to take action. And so that is the second step of this. You've written all your goals, you create them in a way that's in the positive present tense, with the I am, so forth and so on, which I'll summarize for you. But then we want a second sheet of paper. Let's take your top goal, I earn $250,000 this year. And then here's what I want you to do. Now he says to just do like a brain dump and write 20 things of how you're gonna achieve the steps, 20 action steps. I want you to do something first, which nobody ever talks about, which is important. I want you to sit quietly. I want you to take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And do that several times while you sit quietly. And I want you to focus on your breath and clear your mind first. Because what we're going to do is when we do this brain dump of 20 action steps, is I want you to actually be tapping into your higher power, your inner guidance, whatever your belief is. Because your guardian angels are wanting to help you. But I want you to actually say, please help me in achieving my goals. Ask them for help. Ask your inner guidance to wake up and speak to you before you start writing down. And then every day after you repeat your goals to yourself in the morning, or do it twice a day, but I want you to take some of those action steps and put them on your daily planner. Every day, those have got to be your priority actions. And we teach you all about that in our high performance success coaching, on how important it is to prioritize your most important tasks of the day. Are you excited or what? Like, is this like crazy? I am so thrilled to share this information with you. So you're gonna create these goals, you're gonna write them down, you're gonna phrase them in the now, in the present tense, as if they're already achieved. You're not gonna use any negative words like one or the opposite, right, of, the health challenge or the lack of money or so forth. You want to, don't put the how in the goal. You're gonna do that on a separate piece of paper on your most important goals. And again, begin with I am, I have, or I allow, whatever you are comfortable with. It should feel real and attainable. Give it a deadline. Make yourself accountable, read them to yourself twice a day, include the affirmation goals as part of your goals that you're gonna read aloud twice a day to yourself. Do the second page with action steps, do a few actions every day toward your goals. Write down why you want the goals and get the feeling. Get it back to the feeling of what you want to achieve. So when you think about these goals, you're raising your vibration and getting the feeling. This is what I want for you. This is completely different, right, than everything you've ever heard before about goal setting. You might have heard a couple of these things here or there as like little courses on goal setting, but nobody's ever brought it together for you. Nobody has ever talked about raising your vibration. Nobody has ever put affirmations as your goals that you repeat as part of your goal setting program. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. So thank you for joining me. Jana McKee, wellness expert, speaker, author, founder of Son of You, here with my son behind the camera, wishing you the most successful, triumphant life. That's what we want for you. We're passionate about helping you because we love you. Have a wonderful day.